It was a hot summer's day in Sidelicks Town. Everyone was in line for a milkshake at the Grease Galley. And Mac was thirsty himself. "We need another way to cool down," he sighed. "And I don't mean a new restaurant. What can help the town?" "Let's take the sun down," suggested Tommy. "Are you crazy?" cried Ray. "The sun's too hot to touch." "We do need to keep the sun away," said Nick. "We don't have to move it, but we have to put something between it and us." That gave Corey an idea. The next morning he called a meeting. "It seems that too much sunlight is getting here," he began. "What we need to do is build a shelter, and one that isn't too costly. That's why we'll plant a tree." The Licks were excited. Trees never existed outside the forest. "Quentin will carry it in, but everyone will have to help in the planting," he added. "Mac and Gary have their shops, so they're excused. The rest of you need to choose roles." Everyone volunteered for a job, all except Oscar. "Why do we need a tree anyway? It's just going to spray leaves everywhere later on," he complained. "Trees are good," said Corey. "You just don't want one because you're feeling lazy today. Don't worry, we'll find a good job for you." But Oscar really didn't want to be part of this. However, Corey was the mayor and his uncle. He had no other choice. The next morning, the tree came in. It had a long trunk and lots of leaves. The Licks could feel the shade already. But Oscar was thinking. "I never get a choice in this," he groaned. "Uncle Corey just gives me job after job after job. I'd have to get really hurt for him to let me be." Suddenly, Oscar had a devious idea. "There's only one way out," he told himself. "I have to get hurt. Then I can get out of work and relax and be cared for until the job is over." Timmy, Tommy, and Jeff were carrying the tree. Oscar ran over and held up one end. But just at the right moment, Oscar let go. The heavy tree smashed onto his feet. Oscar screamed, "Help! The tree fell on my feet! Help!" Corey examined him carefully, for he sensed what Oscar was up to. "Well, I guess the tree really didn't like you," muttered Corey. "For your own safety, you can sit in one of those carts for now. We'll come by and help you when we can." Oscar felt very proud. The other Licks carried him into Busty Crust, and he relaxed. He slithered out of the team as easily as possible. "Now all I have to do is wait for help. My feet hurt, but they'd hurt worse if I were still working out there," he laughed. Oscar watched them dig a hole for the tree. They put it in a pot, finishing for today. Oscar was ready for a push home. But he didn't get one. Everyone just walked home. They didn't even say goodnight to Oscar. "Oh well, at least I have the carts for company," he sighed. "Yeah, right." The next morning, Oscar cheered when he first saw his Uncle Corey walk by. But Corey didn't even notice him. He just went straight to digging. "That's it! I still need help, you know," shouted Oscar. "So did we, but that didn't keep you from quitting," said Corey. Oscar grunted. "I didn't quit, I just didn't feel like doing this. It's not an important job." "It's still a job, and you should do it," said Corey. "And more importantly, it's a team job." "And Oscar, there's no I in team." Oscar sighed. "I guess a little teamwork wouldn't hurt. At least not as much as dropping a tree on my feet." "Now that I look at it, the tree would take up too much space," his uncle groaned. "How about, if I help you now, you'll help me with the next project?" "I'll agree," said Oscar. "After all, sitting here is pretty boring." Oscar was soon feeling better. And soon, Corey found a better spot to plant the tree. And this time, once it was planted and shading everyone, Oscar could proudly say that he worked with the team.